All right, check this out. It's train time. I'm in Sardinia, Ohio. I'm on the east side of Sardinia at the Sardinia Holdout. That's what they call this railroad siding here. This is a Sardinia Holdout. We got a train coming. Hasn't been a train through in 4 days. Last train went through on Thursday. A little short train with the switcher and 4 cars. So it's been four days since the train came through. I'll show you the train that went through after this one goes by. We got a loaded rock train coming. It's got the blue SD 40-2 leading with the little switcher, MP15 DC, and a little over 20 cars, maybe 24 cars of rock. It's a loaded train. Start the video, son. Here we go. Sardinia, Ohio. There's the top of the rail. A little bit of rust on it. It'll be shined up in a minute. Look at all the litter here. All this material out of place. Huh. That's a shame. I always like to pick up a few pieces of trash whenever I stop to film the trains. But there's just so much of it here, it just doesn't feel like it does any good. All right, they just got a track warrant to proceed all the way to milepost 32. That'll get on the other side of Williamsburg. We're somewhere around milepost 50 or 51. I forgot what this is right here. Mount Orb is milepost 41. And if you go up that way on the other side of Sardinia, Peavine Road, that's milepost 45.3. This is Steinman Road right here on the east side of Sardinia. Just don't remember what the milepost is. Maybe 50 or 51, I'm just guessing. Probably off by a mile or two though. But they just got a track warrant, so they're getting ready to come across the road here. These gates are going to kick on at any time. Here we go. First train in 4 days because we had the Easter holiday. These railroad cars have been around. A lot of these cars were built in the 70s. See that one with the barcode? That was, I think it was built in 73 maybe. There's another one. I don't know if anybody remembers the barcodes, but that's really old-time technology there. That's been gone since the late 70s. And there they go, westbound. We're at the Sardinia Holdout. Let's go up and get them again and get the other side of the train. Gates work properly, see there? And you got some old Norfolk and Western color position signals down here on the left. Look at that. They're bagged, of course, but they're still standing. Here we go. All right, look who it is. There's Jessie, and she knows it's train time. Look at this. There's the railroad crossing at Corboy Road. Windy once again, but at least it's warm out today. Not raining. Man, is it ever windy though. There's a brand new cabinet. Here's the new crossing gates they put in a couple years or so ago. All rebuilt track right here. We got a train coming. It's got the little switcher leading it. It's got 2 cars on the front that go to McCoy Lumber to load raw railroad ties. Then it's got some cars for Win Ag to load with grain. Coming from that direction right there. Should be here any time now. They'll come around that curve and we'll get to hear these things kick on. The bell's on this side. See right there at the top. Oh, here we go. Perfect timing. Eastbound empty train. Corboy Road, just outside Sardinia, Ohio. Look at this, ain't that cool looking? That looks cool. Moving right along. Thursday afternoon. Somewhere around 1 o'clock p.m. They're heading into Sardinia. Their next stop is going to be at Win Ag in Winchester to set those last 2 cars off. And then of course, those first 2 cars go to Peebles. All right, Jessie's across the railroad over there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Milepost 46. Oh, that telephone pole's in the way. Okay, I'm at the Sardinia Y. This is the crossing that was completely rebuilt. They got the new gates and lights. There's locomotives and storage over there. B36-7. General Electric, 2 of them. We're at the east leg of the Y. Look at this. Check out this view. Trying to reach out, it's just too far to reach. They haven't started using this track next to me. Alright, they're going to stop here for a few minutes, it looks like. Yeah, the track next to me, this is the east leg of the Y. They haven't started turning locomotives yet because they're still working on the track. They could still use it if they wanted to store some cars on, but they haven't done that in quite a while. See, the crossings are right over there, east leg of the Y. Then the second crossing way off in the distance, that's the west leg of the Y. think he's picking up a track warrant, I believe. Loaded rock train. Okay, this car right here was built in 1974. See this one? Weighs 30 tons empty. It'll hold up to about 101 tons of rock if it's fully loaded. Yeah, that car's built in 1974. Wow. It's amazing. Look at that one, there's barcode on that one. Oldie but a goodie. I couldn't see the build date. There's another one. $1977 for that car right there. That was built in 1977. It was shortly after that when they stopped using those barcodes. I'll get the other side of the train too. I just want to make sure I get both sides of it. Completely rebuilt crossing. Nice and smooth too. Hey, they got an in-train device on there today. Got the Freddy on instead of just the flag. Means you're looking up. Okay, let's go get them again. There's the east leg of the Y right there. Second crossing down is the west leg of the Y. And they're working on the tracks. This track goes about a half a mile to Route 32 and dead ends. They're not going to use all that, of course. All right, here we go. Hey, there's the Norfolk and Western unit right there, SD40-2. I can't wait till that thing's in use. They're working on it right now. So they're going to be putting that thing into service here pretty soon. That's going to be neat because this is the Norfolk and Western line right here. Conductor just did a roll-by inspection and said everything looked good. There you go. Let's go. Here we go. Wait, there's more. What was this? This is Peavine Road between Sardinia and Mount Orb. So we're just west of Sardinia. And the train's coming from this way. I noticed when I was in Sardinia, all the police cars were parked behind the township building, or the city building, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a city. They got something going on with the police in Sardinia. The police chief was fired by the mayor a few months ago, and now the entire force is off. They don't have any police for Sardinia right now, so they're using the county sheriff out of Georgetown to patrol Sardinia. Go look at that. Not really sure what it's all about. This is Small Post 45.3. This is where I used to own that land on the other side, where the locomotives are. I used to own that 5 acres right there. And I sold it right before this railroad was closing down. And then when they reopened after about a year, I was kind of wish I hadn't sold it. The conductor's talking to the engineer. He's telling him where he's going to do roll-by inspections at. The train only has one person on it, the engineer. The conductor drives along in a company vehicle to do roll-by inspections and to get any switches that need switched, the gates open, derails removed, that kind of stuff. It's more efficient that way. Pretty good rock train. Well, we're going to go on up the tracks here a little bit and then get them again. Don't forget the hill, Williamsburg Hill. That's the grand finale, the best part of the video. All right, here we go. Yes, you're right. There is more. There always is. I'm on Sicily Road, just outside of Sardinia. Train's going to come over this bridge right here. I was doing some research last night on this road. There's only 3 houses on it. And the railroad owns up to where my truck is, all up to there. They own a really wide swath of land right here. And it's really wide on the other side of the tracks too. Just in this little short area for some reason. Anyways, here they come, over the bridge. There you go. Yeah, the railroad owns a lot of property on the other side of these tracks. I mean, it goes way over there, over 100 feet. There's a really wide swath right here around this bridge area. I don't know, maybe that was for construction of the bridge or maybe a future station, I don't know. But if you look on the tax map, Brown County tax map, you can see that. It's really interesting. So they own all the way up to where my truck is, right here, right to the edge of my truck. Now on the other side of my truck, up to the road, this is owned by, there's a business right over there, and they own this. They've got a long piece of property along Tri-County Highway right here. Tri-County Highway. All right, let's go up to Mount Orb and get the train again. Here we go. There they go, creeping across Klein Road. And the data center that they're fighting is going to, I don't know if it's going to be built or not, but they're wanting to build it right here on about 1,000 acres. Oh boy, I hope it doesn't come in. All the stuff I've heard about data centers, haven't heard anything good about them. But that huge lot right there, I got the window up so that I can knock some of this wind noise down. I'm hoping that there's not much wind on the camera. Anyways, not much traffic. Does anybody else have a hobby of looking up properties at tax map sites? That's one of my hobbies. I love doing that. I always do that. You know, if I don't have anything going on, I'll be on the computer and I'll just start looking up different properties. I like to see that. See what the shapes of the lots are. See when the last time they were sold. That kind of stuff. See how much road fronts lots have. Because before the regulations got really strict, I used to buy and sell properties just for fun. And I learned how to do that stuff from working at the health department. When I worked at the health department, this is years ago, before the stuff was put on the computers, every time that we sent out a notice of violation to someone, I'd have to go down to the courthouse and I'd have to look up those properties. I'd have to pull the actual books out, the deeds, I'd have to look those properties up to see who owned the property before I could send out a notice. You know, like for a malfunctioning septic system or trash complaint, high weeds, whatever, any kind of environmental health code violation. But that's where I learned how to do that. Then we started getting computers at work so we can look up on computers. So now it's just kind of become a hobby of mine. I don't know, it's kind of a weird hobby, I know, but it's kind of fun. Just check out your county or city tax map site and look up some of the properties on there. It's neat to see how big some of these parcels are, and just see how they're made and how they were changed when they were developed. To me, it's just interesting. Anyways, we're coming into Mount Orb, so I'm gonna get the train up here in town somewhere. Got to slow down. The speed limit's only 35 up here. I'm going 38. Well, here's what the poor Caboose looks like in April of 2026. They put this little safety fence around it, trying to keep people off of it, because it's starting to become a hazard at this point. What a shame. The train station still looks good though. The train station and Caboose are owned by the Mount Orb Women's Club. Well, I wish that they could get this thing fixed up. Might be a little bit too late for it. There you go, downtown Mount Orb. Train station used to be way up that way on the other side of the tracks. Used to be up there at the second crossing on the left. But wait, there's more of them in downtown Mount Orb, right across from the train station. There's your train station right there. Train's getting ready to be coming from that way here pretty soon. They had to go really slow when they go across Klein Road. Look at this nail I found. Material out of place again. It was laying right next to the road. I'm picking it up because one time when I was filming trains, I pulled off on a little gravel lot. I got two flat tires. Two flat tires. Lights are flashing already. Uh-oh. One car rule got me. Let's get over here somewhere. And the wind just now kicked up. It wasn't bad as far as wind until just a minute ago. Wow, it's really bad now. That was like standing in a wind tunnel there for about a minute. Now it's picking up again. Oh, it is windy. Wow. I had something I was going to try to knock this wind down with, and I forgot it at the house. Okay, so the conductor's down here at the crossing doing a roll-by inspection right now. Let's see, where is he? I can't see him. I think he's on the left-hand side somewhere.
Good on the roll-by. Right, good roll-by there at 68.
All right, there you go. The conductor just told the engineer he's good on a roll-by. So we're gonna go up somewhere and get him again. And don't forget the grand finale at Williamsburg Hill. That's the best part. There's the train station. But wait, there's more. I'm at Lindsay Road right here. This is the abandoned railroad crossing. And here comes the train. Last time I shot from this crossing, I was on the other side. Cool, look at that. That's an interesting view of the train. Oh, here comes the wind again. Sorry about all the wind. This is the crossing that was closed, I don't know, 20, 25 years ago, maybe more than that. See, the railroad crossing was right here. All right, we're going to Williamsburg for the final grand finale. Here we go. This is Hageman's Crossing Road. East side of Williamsburg Township. Oh, we got road construction here, folks. I wasn't counting on that, but shouldn't have any problem. Down the one lane. They've been doing a lot of road construction here lately. I'm not sure what's going on. Coming into Williamsburg. Let's see what this guy's doing. Cool. Alrighty, I'm in downtown Williamsburg and here comes the train. Look at this. Lights are flashing. Almost didn't get here in time. Good thing I only stayed for the locomotives at that last crossing. Alright, they're coming up the hill. Gotta give it a good run. There's the old color position signal. Here we go. Listen to this. They're working hard. they're going to make it. Now, the last time when they stalled out, I thought they were going to make it, but they didn't. But it was raining. So the rails are dry this time. Listen to that power. You can hear his motors working hard. And then it got windy. Oh man, is it windy. I think they're going to make it. I'll listen on the radio. Notching down a little bit, so they got to be at the top of the. They're at the top of the ridge then. I think they're coming to the top of the summit because I could hear them notching down. Let's have a look at the rail. Nice and shiny. 132 pounds per yard. Tennessee. Rolled in 1973. Oh, by the way, these rails are going to all be replaced. They've got a grant for almost $11 million to replace the rails all the way from milepost 9 to milepost 78. That's the entire length of this line that's in service. So they're going to be replacing all these rails. I mean, not rails, all these cross ties. That'll be pretty awesome when that's done. Because in those areas where they only go like 5 or 10 miles an hour, they'll be able to go a little bit faster, maybe up to 25. Thanks for watching. And if you got time, check out another video. Every video view helps. That's what it is. It's the viewing time that helps my channel. The longer you watch a video, the more Google pays towards the gas. Because you see more commercials. They put commercials on my videos. And if you see a couple commercials, you know, I might make like a penny or so. So thanks for watching. We'll see you later. All right, there's the new dog right there. There she is. Is her name Dottie?
Well, they called her Dorothy.
They call her Dorothy. There she is, her first time at the Jawtooth compound. She's a rescue dog from an animal shelter in Georgetown, Ohio. Boy, it's windy out. Nice looking dog. She's really pretty. I can tell she's got good temperament too. Hope she gets along good with Loki. I know Chesky will be okay. Look there. The newest member of the Jawtooth compound. Actually, he'd be staying at my son's house a couple miles down the road. He's got a 2.5 acre. A rescue dog. What a nice dog. Yep. She wants to look all around, getting ready to mow the grass. Pennsylvania.